I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. This stream was really never planned until about an hour ago. I wasn't really planning to stream, really. This came just to my mind half an hour ago because I don't know what's up with Max. It looks like Max doesn't have a stream tonight for some reason. Mad Max he doesn't have a stream tonight. So I guess that you dropped the Q&A, question and answers, about the questions. Yeah. George, just a minute. So I'm gonna invite people in. But yes, this stream just like I said, just came out last minute, half an hour ago. I don't usually streams late night, and it's only because Max isn't having a stream tonight. Or he might have a very late stream, and I probably might not be on and be too tired, or he might be like, really. Yes, Max has been gunned down. Oh, wait, just a minute, guys. Just a minute. Invitations are going out. Anybody's not on? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Anchorman, how you been? Yeah, Max usually does a stream tonight. Guess not. I know he might not do streams next week. So if you're in my group chat, I'm not allowed to tell you, man. Out of respect for Max, I can't tell you. Okay. Okay. Yes. So yes, it's in my DM group. The link to this StreamYard if you want to come on. That's cool. All right, you're all allowed. If you're in my group, you're allowed to come in and talk with me for a while. Maybe go to 11:30 midnight, maybe around then. Keep checking if Max is having a stream later tonight. Looks like not. The stream was. I do have a stream planned for tomorrow too. Okay. Okay, and I know, guys. I know it's another James Gunn thing. Okay, hello, Arkham. It's another James Gunn thing. Yeah, TW, gold medal, buddy. Gold medal. That was a terrible Leaf game, though. And I'm getting really tired of James Gunn stuff, really. Like, I'm not getting tired of James Gunn. I'm getting tired of everything else surrounding James Gunn. Not James Gunn himself. Yeah, Stroker's pregnant. I'm not. That's that's just a joke. It's just a gag. And I know making people are making a big deal about it. Okay, but now that James Gunn, it all centers around Ezra Miller now. Ezra Miller. That's everybody's talking about. Even Campia went off that. With Ezra Miller possibly sticking around. Which, by the way, I don't think he's sticking around. I think he'll be there for the movie, but I don't think he's sticking around after. Okay. So, but like my title says, there's a lot of excitement. I know Arkham. I know Arkham. They don't understand. They just see Joker pregnant. They don't know why. I don't know why. But as my title says, are we getting ahead of ourselves with James Gunn? And you know what? That's a very valid point. I'll say that Matt, Max has brought up the idea too, uh, and it is a very valid point. Look, I think it's based on because we saw how the old regime and the regime before, how the disarray, the lack, what was I gonna say, a stable idea universe for this DC, how your ideas like a stable management for this. Yeah, yeah, stable management stuff like that. Yes, I am pregnant. Thank you. Hey, Isaac, you want to come on, buddy? You want to come on? So, and I know the ones that are really against James Gunn. I know the ones that are really against James Gunn, not wanting him to one DC, and DC is ruined, is obviously a certain fandom. But but hindsight and realistically, we I'm gonna take this more of a more down no not noble approach, a more realistic approach. Okay, I want to. Okay, you want to come a more realistic approach. Are we getting over? Yeah, I think we are. I personally think I am. I'm no saint in that. Of course, I said many times I'm excited about it. Ha ha. And you know what? Hello, George.
Hey, how's it going?
I don't know. I'm good. You know, I don't know why. Like the stream, I'm doing the stream because Max doesn't have a stream set up, which is weird. On Friday, he didn't even put up
Yeah,
a he didn't even put up a Q&A.
yeah. I was kind of curious as to like what was going on tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Arkham. Okay,
Hey,
okay, where was I? Okay, like I said, majority of people I know, hey Nate, are excited for James Gunn winning DC, but I want to ask, put your fandom aside, your excitement aside, are we kind of getting ahead of ourselves with this? Because really, there's nothing been really announced. There's only thing we really know is a possible reboot Superman, but nothing really else. And there's really no movies announced, no shows announced, no video games announced, no animation shows. Are we getting ahead of ourselves with James Gunn winning the show? Because he really has given us nothing yet. And I know this month he's going to release, him and staff and plan to release some of their plans, some of what they have in store. But before we get to that, what do you guys think? George, go ahead.
I don't think we're getting ahead. I think listen, we trust James Gunn because all his comic book stuff, both Marvel and DC, have been well received. Everyone's enjoyed it. I think like here's the thing: he never said exactly when in January you were going to announce the slate, and he keeps saying like he's got like the first 8 years or so like done. People thought it was just like the first 3 years. I think that's just going to be what's going to be announced, but I think he's got things beyond that. So I don't think we're jumping the gun, like literally. I think like because we have a lot of trust. Look,
Arkham got the link because he's in my DM group. That's why, Anchorman. Yeah. Arkham, what do you think?
I kind of agree with George. Like, I don't think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Like, because like he understands the source material. Um, he has got everyone's trust because of the movies that he's made. I don't think people are getting ahead of themselves. I think people are in the right mind that he does have a plan and he does understand these characters that I do understand um, why people are so excited because of how he does like planning. I think like I've always thought when he was picked that he he's probably the person that understands the characters under the person that has a plan and understands where he's gonna take the characters because like he understands the source material like
Okay, TW. Okay. Yeah, I see guys' point. It's just for me, I think it's because I think as fans we get really excited. I think we have a problem. We get really excited for things, and then it doesn't turn out to be we're excited as we thought we were. You know, when we see the thing, like we expected more or something. Like we get overhyped.
there is that possibility too like people can get I think you can get overhyped and you have this thing in your head where
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to expect from the slate, but it might not be that kind of thing. Like I don't know what people are gonna expect from this slate because he said he's only gonna show 3 years, not all 10 years. That's understandable.
Right now, he only has a contract for 4 years, so he has to get some. He has to get a movie. He has to get the Superman movie done from 2023 to 2027, and that'll probably be the first one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, TW. We can't fully judge yet. Like we don't know who the actor is. There's
No.
nothing. There's only thing we know is gonna be a year, possibly year two Superman. Why is working at Daily Planet, but that's about it. But we don't know who's going to direct, who's going to produce, who's going to be Superman. And don't believe in that site. Don't believe in that Twitter account that I posted that CGA took a screenshot from in my DM group. I'm not. This is not throwing CGA under the bus, but if you saw in my DM group, I don't know if George, I don't know if you
Yeah, I
saw it,
saw.
but you saw that he posted that picture of. I'm not accusing CGH of anything here because a lot of people might have thought that was believable. He posted a picture of possible movies that James Gunn's going to announce, and you could tell it's all fake. From that Twitter account, I know where that came from. CJ said he got from somebody else, and I'm like, yeah, he probably did. He probably did get from somebody else, but that person probably got from that account. That's that new Twitter account. Everything that comes from that Twitter account is all BS. Bullshit.
Oh, you mean the
Mock
slate?
culture?
Like that fake slate that was
Yes.
floating
Yeah.
around?
It's like their
Yeah.
moth culture for DC.
Yeah, it was totally
Me too,
BS
TW.
because it makes no sense why Green Arrow would be in the first phase. That makes no sense.
I mean, here's the thing: like Green Lantern, what makes sense, but it's like first of all, why is the first Teen Titans film going to be the Judas Contract? Second of all, Tower of Babel would
It's
make
not-
more sense to be like a Justice League 2 or 3.
It's not a
If-
number one Justice League movie. I
Yeah,
agree.
like that would have made more sense if you were continuing the current DCEU and all the actors were returning.
Yeah.
But that's clearly not the case. It's either a few of them are returning or it's going to be a hard reboot. We still don't even have the official answer to that. Like Green Arrow, like I said, maybe that would make sense if it's the current DCEU. But it's like
When
no,
when
like maybe this was like a rejected slate for the current DCEU, but
yeah.
it's definitely not for the new one.
Oh, look who's decided to join this show. Isaac. See, Max? I get Isaac, you don't. I don't know. Oh, he leaves.
He left. Oh, it's because I'm on, I think.
Because New York is not real. Okay, that's why.
Oh yeah, that's probably why. Because like the New Yorker is on
I just,
here.
I just find that's late. I just find the other stuff on that account obviously not believable, but it's just funny.
There's
too.
just so much BS with like I gotta admit we people have to admit we know nothing about what James Gunn has planned. And like I don't know why people like are believing like I understand Variety and Deadline are reliable with certain stuff, but with DC they're not reliable anymore. Like they gotten like how many things that they got wrong that they've gotten so much wrong with DC and people still believe them, and I do not understand that.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. It's like you go back to the same website that's very reliable, but they got a lot of things wrong with DC. Like I understand they're reliable with other stuff, but DC, no one knows what's happening with DC except James Gunn and Pierce Safran.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Anybody claims they have like that Peter Safran and James Gunn haven't planned or lying to you?
it's like it feels like here's the thing. I think it's becoming frustrating for scoopers and the trades because it's like they want a piece of that action, and the fact that there's a new film president that's pretty active on social media and quick to debunk everything. It
I
like
wish
that
Marvel had that.
they don't have that.
I
Like
wish Marvel had that. I
they,
was
they're not
terrified
used
he did that.
they're not used to it.
No.
And the fact is that fans, while they wish Gunn could give them something, a lot of the fans actually like what James Gunn is doing because,
He's
like,
calling out BS.
yeah, because think about it. What has the last couple of years, like, what's DC actually been known for the last couple of years? The endless scoops, the endless lies, and I think now you finally have someone that's calling it all out.
And,
Yeah.
and he called out that Wonder Woman thing, that Wonder Woman wasn't get
I
beat in the face.
I read somewhere. I don't know if it's on Twitter or somewhere on it or a YouTube channel that somebody said Wonder Woman was James Gunn and Safran were never planning to use Wonder Woman at all. I'm like bullshit. How can you not have a universe without Wonder Woman in it?
And
She's
then he goes out.
Like, here's the thing. I can see them maybe still figuring out if they just want to like soft reboot Gal or just like do like a hard reboot and get someone else. But it's like they obviously do want to use Wonder Woman.
you need Wonder Woman is a core. It's like
Yeah.
she's a core character of the DC universe, right? Like part of the Trinity, part of the heart and soul of the DC universe, along with Batman and Superman. Those three are like the most iconic DC characters ever. You can't just ignore Wonder Woman.
I
And
mean, they don't realize that people that Peter Safran and James Gunn are making tough decisions as to like what to do with these characters. Like, you think it was an easy decision to say, "Hey, we're not going to use Henry Cavill." Like,
No.
you don't really know what goes on in that first draft. Maybe they wanted to use Henry Cavill, but they just couldn't find the right story in mind. Like, sometimes you just can't find the right story with characters that you didn't establish yourself.
mm-hmm.
And I do have a feeling like there I feel like it's like because it's changed the DCU, I feel like it's just a start over where previous no matter what happens with Flash or Aquaman, like it's just a fresh start. I feel like James Gunn doesn't want anything with like what happened with the DCU. Like he just wants to do what he calculated with his plan. And I think he also brought up he knows nothing what's going on with Ezra Miller and etc.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
think he would know, like, but I don't think they would bring back um, Ezra Miller, to be honest.
I kind of agree. Well,
Yeah, like that. Like, I don't even like. Here's the thing. I think maybe before James Gunn and Peter Safran came, maybe that was the plan.
Yeah,
Like, here's the thing. Like I think they're looking at old plans because that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the old plans, which honestly I don't think is helping anyone
mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
you're basically like getting like fans riled up. Like, I don't think it was a smart idea to bring up the plans that The Rock had in store for Superman and Black Adam.
talks about this multiverse kind of bullshit.
Oh my goodness. It's like, so you're saying there's still a chance? Like, that's that meme right there. Like, you're saying there's still a chance that they do Elseworlds with the Snyderverse?
Oh yeah, yeah. People still believing that,
Uh,
and still people are going out there like, oh, the Snyder versus the Elseworlds story. You know, it's not originally supposed to be an Elseworlds story in the first place.
That was supposed to be like the main
Yeah,
DCEU,
yeah,
yeah,
but it didn't work out.
yeah. Exactly. The only thing that was Elseworlds was pretty much the Snyder cut, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's it. and it was kind of, and it was really the same plot. Unfortunately, the Josh Whedon, it was just better.
Yeah. I don't know. In my head canon, Wonder Woman 1984 is a Elseworld story.
Yeah,
That'll make that's gonna be that's an Elseworld story in my opinion.
yeah, it was so damn confusing.
No
After
way, like no way is that the same Wonder Woman from the first film, from BVS, from both versions of Justice League. Like that's not even the Justice League version of Wonder Woman.
mm-mm. Made her like love struck the whole and that whole film. Like,
Like Wonder Woman 1984. I don't like the film. Uh, like, but like people have a weird perception. Like I don't know, some Snyder people or stuff like that. Like because like people think that Wonder Woman like oh she her first course of action is always to kill. Like no it's not. It's like
the,
people have a different like I don't know like it's kind of weird like before Snyder came when people had different perception of these characters but now people have like the wrong perception on what these characters are about.
Yeah, but
It's,
I think like back to the Ezra Miller thing. Here's the thing: the Flash movie's getting heavily promoted. They're not gonna talk. They want people in seats, so that's why
yeah.
they're not gonna say whether or not he's gone or not.
did you see the photo?
Hmm.
The promotional art.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter with the like the flash suit, like the helmet and etc. Like
Yeah,
I think it's from a comic book or something. Looks like from a comic book. Um,
suit is out. Yes.
I think it's fine. Like I have no problem with the suit, but like I do understand people's point of view with the helmet. Like the I can deal with the helmet. It's just I have to see it in action, like on the screen or a trailer. It just looks very weird
Um,
because
Uh,
like even in the comics, like the like the cowl doesn't look that very weird. I never seen the version of uh the Flash that the head headpiece like looks very weird. It just looks very odd. It's not like people hate the suit. It's just
stop.
Did you just see what Isaac posted?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I'm like, good lord.
what? Oh,
Oh, like that. I don't know, like the link that Isaac just put in the comments in the chat. That like he is framing me. What in the world?
I ain't quick enough.
No. It's about me and his.
It's
Me
not
and
a Australia.
it's our war for New York City that's
Oh.
continued. He's taking it to a different step. Oh my goodness.
Dark secret.
Your favorite secret.
New York is not.
Oh my goodness. The
You're trying
the lies that he is spreading about me.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I love it.
People listen to truth. Yeah, so the thing with Ezra Miller is people are assuming like, oh, they're keeping him on, like they already made a decision when they didn't read the articles. Like executives, oh, some executives want to stay on. I don't know, like people are not reading. Just people just read the headlines.
Yeah, they don't read the whole story. Like
Yeah,
I think that yeah, like I think that's also problem because people don't really read the articles anymore for some reason. They only read the articles and that's it. I think that's an issue. like if people should read the whole thing instead of reading like just a just the headline. But I don't
I'm
know
gonna
what
watch something fun.
I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest.
Oh my, that can't be a clue.
Does David Zaslav have working for him that would even think cannot bring back Ezra Miller? You can't bring back Ezra Miller. You are dumb as fuck if you even think for a second about bringing back Ezra Miller. How stupid do you need to be? What kind of morons does David Zaslav have working for him that would even think for a second that you could bring back Ezra Miller? This is one of the most butt-fuck stupid things I have ever heard. You cannot do that. And the fact that there are a couple, to me, that's a fireable offense. The fact that you're so stupid and you work at this company, you're gone. You cannot bring back.
You know, I kind of agree with him, but I think he just like how he goes overboard, like all that rants like that. He
like,
just does it. He does it for show.
yeah, like I agree with him. Like, I don't think there's any possibility Ezra Miller's coming back, but like sometimes he does go overboard. Like, I don't like Ezra Miller as any other person, but I know I can freaking scream to the rooftops.
Just a minute. I'm uploading something real quick. Oh, he's wearing a Canada shirt too.
Oh, I see
haven't
Henry
watched
Cavill's Superman right there with the Indiana Jones hat with Deadpool.
Yeah. Okay. That face.
Yo, looks like oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's right though. It's just funny how Campia goes about it because he does it for show. Campia, like he could just been like he could have just been calm about, but he has to go rant about it. Like Robert Burnett is like he doesn't rant. He's calm, right? He doesn't show for attitude.
Yeah.
Canada. Oh yeah.
Edited, y'all.
Oh, Aaron. I never asked. What did you think of the promotional art?
It's okay. Look, people are making fun of the flash on the left. I think that's the point. It look like a joke.
So, oh, you mean from Keaton's Earth?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's the point, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think you have the main Flash is with the upgraded suit, and you have the different Flash from the other Earth.
Mhm.
Like, I'm wondering which one is gonna be the Flash at the end of the movie.
Supergirl looks like she just doesn't want to be there. You see that face she has? She's like, yeah, I don't want to be here.
But you
she
also
looks more edgy than Henry Cavill.
see. I think there was a video that dropped. I think the Flash News, with I think Jim Lee and stuff like that, and you see, they finally see the Unspoiled stuff. I think Supergirl is actually gonna have two suits because you see in the video, she has one with the skirt, and then you see the one with like
Pants.
yeah, pants. Ma- I think like I don't know what this movie's gonna be like. I know elements what this movie's inspired by, but like I don't know what it's gonna be about. Who's the villain or something like that. They keep the villain very secret.
Who?
Like we don't even know who the villain in of the movie.
Which movie? I wasn't paying attention.
The Flash I was talking about. I think that's the one people are asking about. Mostly the villain.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, he's from New Jersey.
Isaac, when I get to 500 subs, we are debating this on my channel. We're gonna make this a big event.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk around New York proving it's real? He's gonna accuse you of like green screen, VFX, CGI. That's what he's gonna do.
So,
Like,
literally,
he's-
I'm like talking. I'm like gonna put this on my stories on Instagram, and people are gonna be like, "What the heck is going on here?"
you should, you know, what you should do. You should walk around New York and be like, take video with like one of those cameras we could walk with, and be like, ask people, "Hey, is New York real?" And they all say yes, and then show it to Isaac. Isaac will probably say like, "You just pay those people to say it's real."
Listen. You can't stop my New York City Dragon Ball powers. Hit me, hi.
Oh yeah. That's how Max threw that.
Hi.
That was
That was
sad.
the most boomerish thing I've ever heard from Max. Look, I love Max, but good lord, his boomerish take on Dragon Ball just like broke me.
Dragon Ball? What?
No, Max on one of the streams this week, like I don't know,
It
like
was
we're talking about.
It was the Avatar stream.
Yeah, we were
You're
talking about like
yeah.
Last Airbender,
Yeah,
and
that's
like he was, and I don't know, Dragon Ball got brought up, and he was like saying he doesn't understand what's so appealing about like a bunch of people saying hit me, hi.
I don't remember.
What?
Do you remember anybody in Dragon Ball Z say that, George?
No, I remember them saying Kamehameha.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever said what he said.
No.
Yeah, they like mostly said Kamehameha.
Kame, yeah. Ka me me. There we go. Yeah, Max is hilarious. Max has a boomer take. Well, he is a boomer. Hey, sorry, Max.
We love you, Max, but like you obviously never watched Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball.
I watched some of it, but I don't think I ever got to the freaking last season because it was so long.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of episodes, but
There are.
there's a lot of episodes that, like the Frieza fight took like 20 episodes. Like that whole fight.
How many episodes was the one with the evil Goku and stuff like that?
Oh, that's super. I'm not sure.
Super. I felt like forever.
Yeah, oh my god. It was going on forever.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this game?
I just remember Frieza episode when Frieza said his planet has 5 minutes left to explode, and that took like 20 episodes later for that planet explodes. Remember that? Yeah, evil Goku. Zamasu or something. That's the character I think you're thinking of. Yeah. George, you should do that again. Say that again, just for the back.
Hit me, hi.
I need to find that. I need to find that. I want to clip that out. I want to.
Oh my goodness. On the stream, like if you like on the replay of the stream, I think Blue Jay like put the time in the comments, like at that point.
Yeah.
That Max said that.
I'm gonna make a video say, Max. No, I could make it a short.
I never done shorts before. Is it
Oh,
that
you
easy?
It can be. You have to use your phone though. Yeah, but I might make a short out. I'll be. I'm gonna say Boomer's takes on Dragon Ball Z. Boomer's take on Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, let's get back to the main topic at hand here. So I'm starting a cult called the Gunn cult.
Yeah.
Ryan Braille's part of it. You want to be part of it, George?
Yep.
Arkham?
Yes.
Okay, that's 4 members. 4 members of the Gunn cult. People in the chat, you want to be part of the Gunn cult? Requirement for this cult every movie that's part of his plans for the DC, you have to say associate producer. Okay, not associate producer. Not say James Gunn is doing Superman. You say associate producer James Gunn Superman, and then say he gets another director. Say he gets James Mangold to direct a Batman movie. You say to, you also then you change it to associate producer on James Mangold's Batman movie. Okay, get the idea? You're like no.
Most question. Sorry, I'm thinking of a reply to these lies that Isaac is spreading about me.
Was he
about
still
James?
doing it? I gotta.
No, I'm trying to reply. No, he replied to the tweet that he posted. I'm trying to think of a way to reply back. What was the question about James Mangold?
I'm just saying. Say James Gunn does a Superman movie. You have to put it on your Twitter account, associate producer on James Gunn Superman movie. If James Mangold does a Batman movie, did he change it to that after? Okay, James associate producer James Mangold Batman movie. Look,
I think James Mangold would do fine. Would do well.
Some people suggested James Cameron should do a Green Lantern movie.
James Cameron's not going to do any other movie unless he's a producer. But if he directs him, because he's going to be busy doing Avatar 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to take up a lot of his time. And 4 or 5 could take like 2 to 5 years to do. Like, I don't see him doing a comic book movie, James Cameron. I'm sorry. Either
Yeah,
for Marvel or DC.
And
And for-
isn't there the rumor that a Terminator reboot's happening?
Maybe. I definitely don't see him working with Marvel. I think if he worked for Marvel, he would not want to be under Marvel's thumb. You know, like he wants to be like very hands on in what he wants to do with his movie. He's not. He won't be. He just. He's not never going to work for Marvel. I can tell you that.
He would.
probably
I
never
think
work
he would want a lot of freedom and everything.
A lot of
And
control. Yeah.
yeah, he would want to do his own thing. Like, I don't think he would like Marvel telling him what to do.
And it might be like that for DC too. If they want a whole coherent universe, you might have to give up a little bit of control to make everything work.
I don't think DC asks for that much control as much as Marvel, to be honest.
Yeah, but you know what? If they connect, if the universes start to connect, and there's obviously more connection between the movies, there's gonna be the control is gonna start. There's gonna be more control coming on because they want to make sure the universe still keeps connecting and making sense. I think that's the problem with past regimes and stuff. I think that the creators have too much freedom and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What do you think, George?
I mean, you obviously saw what happened when certain directors got like too much freedom. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, she did have too much freedom. Like, and
Pretty
also
sure,
you had the problem with the writer.
and I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder got way too much freedom with BVS
Mm-hmm.
because like look what kind of that was kind of really the beginning of the end right there. It wasn't even Man of Steel. It was BVS where people were starting to lose faith in DC.
Yeah, I think it all started with BVS. Like
Because like here's the thing, I feel like what Man of Steel, even though there were like mixed thoughts, it seemed like the majority of people liked it, like the majority of critics and like audience members, and I think it made the amount that I think was kind of expected with the new Superman movie at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't really say it was Man of Steel, especially because like Man of Steel, in fairness, I feel like Snyder wanted to just focus on making Superman movies. He was not focused on creating a universe. So like you can't really say Man of Steel was where problems arose when it was really BVS that I think the problems were beginning to arise. And I can't even Snyder I think got way too much creative freedom, but in fairness, I can't put all the blame on Snyder when like the studio practically told him make Superman 2 a Batman versus Superman movie.
Yeah.
I never liked the idea, to be honest. If you were ever going to do a Batman Superman movie, it should be like world's finest movie.
Yeah, like that really probably should have been, and also the idea to have a Batman that's been around for 20 years instead of a Batman that was around for like maybe like 5 years.
The first thing, if you have a Batman super movie, the first thing people don't want to see them fight the first time. Like they don't want, like they can have disagreements,
Like have
here
a
and there.
banter back and forth with them. Like,
Yeah, you know what? They could deal with some of the criminals and they have different methods, but they don't get to a point where Batman's literally trying to kill him.
Yeah.
also like the limitations they kind of put on Batman, like having him be around for 20 years, like you limit yourself with the storylines that you can do with Batman.
Hmm.
Like,
And then
Does-
you also limit the character itself on the portrayal also, because it's based on a specific version, then certain stories you can't do. Because Ben's was based on The Dark Knight Returns. There's certain stories that you could not. You limit yourself with the character.
And that was the Elseworld story too. That was not like it was never.
It was
canon
never
either.
in main can. It was never
Yeah.
in main canon.
Yeah, if we don't know the backstory of that Batman, it could be, you know, I mean, it's probably the same, but we can't put that. It could the Dark Knight Returns Batman backstory is probably the same as the canon Batman, but we can't be 100% sure because it's an Elseworld story.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's totally different.
Yeah,
or you
Like,
can say like it was canon Batman up to a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a certain point, then they uncanonized and changed the main Batman.
Like, I think of it as kind of similar to fan fiction, where like if you do fan fiction, you have canon up to a certain point,
Yeah.
and then you do your own thing, like your own what if.
hmm
Like for example, like what if what if like if you do like an Elseworld story with like the MCU, like what if let's
Mhm.
say like someone that didn't survive the snap in the original MCU
You know what?
survived.
You know what that is? That's basically Black Label.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Comics, comics have Elseworld stories. It's all Black Label. Black Label is in the comics,
Yeah.
basically, right? And like I said, guys, Marvel MCU has a universe. Comics have a universe. It's basically the same thing. It's basically the comics universe on the big screen. That's all, or on TV, or on streaming. It's basically it. And DC wants that. They want to have the universe on your media platforms. That's all it is. That's all you're seeing. You're just seeing you have a paper copy of your comic books that are all part of the same universe, 616 or whatever universe Marvel. And then they're trying to introduce that in the big screen with the MCU, and they've done it for basically a little over a decade. DC wants to do the exact same thing. That's all.
Yeah, like even in the comic books, like you see, like even when you read the Black Label stuff, the Black Label characters of Batman, Superman, whatever, meet the main Batman from Earth Zero.
Yeah. Basically, almost every single movie up to the MCU to Marvel was a Black Label movie, or part of one universe. Basically, Marvel and DC. Okay. Superman, all the Superman movies from the 70s, 80s, all basically Black Label movies, right? Like even though they're sequels to each other, the Batman Returns in and the 89. Okay, they're both part of the same universe, but they're all basically Black Label movies. Forever and Robin are sequels to each other, but they're Black Label movies, right? Even the Marvel movies, you had a terrible Captain America movie in the 90s, a Black Label movie. There was that Fantastic Four movie, Corman's Fantastic Four movie, is basically a Black Label movie. The Blade Trilogy is basically a Black Label movie, right? All Black Label movies. The Fantastic Four movies are Black Label. Now you could have said the Tobey Maguire movies are Black Label now, but there might not be anymore since they're part of MCU, right? I guess technically part of MCU. Same with Amazing Spider-Man. And maybe with X-Men now, and maybe Deadpool now, it may not be Black Label anymore. Right?
Yeah, they're probably not.
Pretty much every movie up to the MCU was pretty much Black Label.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? Because they never really thought of establishing the Warner Brothers, whoever, or Marvel, whoever manned Marvel at the time. Oh yeah, Marvel went to different studios at the time before Disney bought them. They never really thought about establishing a universe, right? Like we had in the comics. Now since since Disney owns Marvel, they could do that on the big screen, which they have with the MCU. And Warner Brothers has owned DC for how long? For a few decades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could do that now. I mean, they've done it in the animation universe, right? They can with the Batman animated series, Superman series, and the Justice League stuff, right? They've done it there, but they haven't done with live action. But they have done with live action, it's just not very well.
Yeah.
Right? And Justice League Mortal, that movie was supposed to really be the first one to set up a universe. That movie that got canceled because of the writer's strike in 2008 or 2009.
I remember seeing the images for
Oh
this
yeah,
casting.
I remember it. That was the same time.
Bro, how are you feeling, Key?
Yeah, I feel okay. I mean, I might cough. That's
So you have
the
a
one
cold,
annoying thing.
You have a very bad cold.
Yeah, it's not even really a cold anymore. Like, it's just an annoying cough. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, what's up,
That's
Arkham? What's up,
annoying.
George?
Hello,
Sorry to
What's up?
cut you off.
You were
It's
on
fine.
20 stream, right? I saw you watching
But-
20 stream.
But
Yeah, a little bit.
wasn't Justice League Mortal where the time where Christopher Nolan was using Batman and they had to like cancel or something like that?
No. Justice League Mortal got canceled because there was a writer's strike there.
Oh, okay. I thought I
Yeah.
heard like something about
No, that was Justice League Mortal was going to happen.
Yeah, it was going to happen, but Christopher Nolan did have a problem with it.
He did.
Yeah,
but
he did.
But he wasn't the reason it got canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, it wasn't. He wasn't the reason it got canceled. No.
It got
It,
canceled.
I think it was the writer's strike, and then also the production had some issue or something.
I remember
Yes.
those costumes looked awful.
It was supposed to be the first. It was supposed to be the first universe on the big screen or on a live action universe to kick off the universe. That was the plan. Justice League
Mhm.
Mortal, and that didn't happen. Technically the MCU was the first one because I don't know if you heard me because I mentioned every movie up to the MCU was basically a black label movie.
Yeah, it was like a separate universe.
Yeah, like I said,
Well, Spider-Man was almost a connected universe. The
yes,
Raimi
it was.
Spider-Man.
You're right. Spider-Man was supposed to be. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I think I might be wrong, but I think they were going to connect the Christopher Reeve Superman movies with the Michael Keaton one,
Oh,
or
you're
at
right
least
about that.
the
But Superman is mentioned in Batman Robin.
yeah.
This is why
Well,
Superman
I
works.
think he's also isn't he referenced in Batman Forever?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
I
in
think
fairness,
he was. But
it-
like, I think the reason why they never connected is I
The
think it was
Superman
that-
movies didn't do so well, and
Oh,
also I
oh,
think
yeah,
they were
that too.
developing the Nick Cage movie
And
too.
because they
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
Also, like
Yeah.
they also Batman Returns and Batman the '89 came after like the worst Superman movies ever.
Yeah.
3 and 4 they were terrible. I don't know if you want to
Also,
connect Batman to
I
that.
don't think Forever and Batman and Robin are considered canon in that universe.
In that
anymore.
universe, yeah,
Because,
that's
like
true.
with Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
and
thank God
Superman,
it isn't.
oh my goodness, they're gonna erase like those movies from continuity.
Oh, I
what
know.
we're
There'll be Elseworld stories.
You know what we're talking
Yep.
about, Blind Bill? We talk about BVS a lot, but you and I and everybody else here too. We've got to mention some streams that Batman versus Super. Nobody wants to see Batman versus Superman in the first actual meeting. I mean, like a fight. They got their differences in how to handle justice, but they don't want to see like an actual huge fight between the two where Batman literally wants to kill Superman. Look at when Batman in the animated show when they did the crossover when Batman.
Oh, you mean in this? I think it was in the episode where Batman meets Superman and fight against Joker and
Yes.
that's Luthor funds
Is that-
it.
So in the first part, Batman is in Metropolis, right? He if you remember, he he breaks into a club, a dance club, right? Held by obviously a gangster, who had former connections to the Joker and his former boss. And you try to get answers from him. And Superman, obviously Superman's super hearing. He's like, I think he got your answer. And this Batman just casually just flips him, and Superman rams Batman. Like stuff like that, where they have differences on the handle justice, but then you have a little skirmish, but then come to realization they're both being played here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, um, I don't, I can't say legal reasons, but like, there's another reason why you would never really see the two characters fight. It's just they don't want to paint one of them as a loser. That's the thing. Like, if you have them fight, then one of them has to win, right? And the other one has to lose. So,
Well, and here's the thing: even if you ever do a Batman versus Superman fight, here's the thing: with the Dark Knight Returns, even though that's an Elseworld story, you can make the case that with the comic book history between the two, up to a certain point, you felt like that had more stakes and more meaning in the comics versus the first film where they're together and it's they don't have any history cinematically. It here's the thing with at least with Civil War, you can make the case that with the history between Iron Man and Captain America, the last few years in the MCU, it felt like there was more going for that versus Batman versus Superman, where these two never really met in this universe yet.
Avengers are a terrible team. They don't really care for each other.
But you can make the case there was at least more.
there
at
was
stake.
more tension and stuff.
There's more tension, and the audience felt more torn versus a Batman versus Superman film where
There's
two
no
characters-
build up.
Yeah, there's no build up. There's no history between these two characters. There's no friendship or love hate relationship with Iron Man and Cap, where there's more for the audience to feel something.
Yeah, it's like I think Batman versus Superman was a gimmick movie to begin with.
Yeah.
That's what it started as. It was just let's take this character who's dark and then let's pin him up against someone who's a lighter character. And everybody knows Batman and Superman, right?
Superman
So-
wasn't even that light.
It was a way to get Warner Brothers. This is what I think. Warner Brothers, I think, thought it was an easy way to get an easy $1 billion and
Yeah.
set up the universe at the same
It
time.
was
To rush with Marvel.
It was a fast
and it-
track move.
And it was not a good idea for either way. First
At
of all,
all.
it did not make $1 billion.
It was a fast track move. It was clearly a
Like-
fast track move.
I don't
Because-
think it was just that. I think it was you can make $1 billion with a Batman versus Superman. It's just
It has to be
story-
good.
Yeah.
It's just
And
the
it's gotta
story
have a good
behind
word of
it.
mouth.
Whoever
Yeah.
wrote the story,
'Cause-
I don't know who freaking wrote BVS.
No,
Well,
Marvel-
Batman versus Superman has been in development, I want to say, since the late 90s, right? Maybe even longer. We just don't know. But there's a script that you guys can read that was for a 2005 movie, and then it got scrapped in favor of Batman Begins.
And,
So-
and I want to
Yeah.
add,
Right.
Christian Bale was actually going to play Batman in that film.
Yeah, there's been dozens of directors attached to this movie, right? And that's the thing people have to realize is that Warner Brothers technically has projects that existed for 20 plus years with DC characters, and they're always changing hands, right? The Flash movie really began what in the early 2000s, and
No, 2008.
David. No, I'm serious. No, it started back
yeah.
then because there was a script
did?
for it, and there's a producer attached to it, and then usually it would change over, right, where someone would get the project again. So it doesn't work like how Marvel has done it, where it's Marvel would start a project, and then you would see it to the end, right? With Warner Brothers, they treat it like any other movie. So that means whoever has it can either see it through, or if it hits some development problems, then some other high executive could step in and be well, we don't like this, or we want changes. And that's why you don't see a lot of DC movies, and that's why they're doing the DC studios, is because they realize you can't have the same output as Marvel if you don't have your separate company who works as a different production, right?
And don't forget, people forget, like there was once a Wonder Woman film that Josh Whedon wrote the
Yes.
script
Don't
way
remind
before
me of
the
that.
DC
Oh,
before
guys,
the
there was
DCEU became a thing. So it's like a lot of these characters at DC, like these films were in production for like a long time or
oh,
like
you,
pre-production.
you
It wasn't just Black Adam. Like people like we hear the story about how Black Adam was like in development for 15 years. Black Adam wasn't the only one. The difference was like
where's
Dwayne Johnson was casted back then, and he had to wait a while
where's
to
Well,
get that
well,
film.
there was a Wonder
hold
Woman.
on. Just for a second. Black Adam is technically was in development for 15 years because it was a DC movie. There's a thread, and I always talk about this with Aaron. I remember specifically
Yeah, you said
The
that.
Rock was not attached to Black Adam. He was attached to Lobo, right? And for some reason, the Lobo movie never worked. There was a writer. I don't think they had a director, but they definitely had a script, right? And I'll link you guys this thread because this is a thing that existed and it was talked about. And all of a sudden, it changed. Something happened, and The Rock wanted to be a different character, right? And there's literally social media posts of The Rock saying, like, oh, I'm going to be this DC character, right? Like, he wanted to be John Stewart Green Lantern, right? But yet, in like, he's been saying, oh, Black Adam has existed for 15 years, but yet he wanted to be John Stewart in 2014.
Oh
It doesn't make any sense, right? And so I was telling Aaron this on this one stream, and finally someone had a Twitter thread, and I saved the Twitter thread, so I'll send it to you guys because this is something that this is one of my big beefs with The Rock is that The Rock was like, oh, I'm so passionate about Black Adam. That's not true. He was not passionate about Black Adam. Black Adam came much later when he realized, oh, there was like connective threads, and he could potentially play Black Adam versus a Green Lantern.
You know
So
what?
I just wanted to say that.
He took the chance because he wanted to fight Superman.
And with Lobo,
That's
wasn't
why he wanted Superman to fight
Yeah,
Superman.
that's all he cared
Yes.
about. He didn't want to appear in the Flash. He could have easily
That's
had
it.
tied this with Shazam to hype up that film. He never did that. It was just like he used Henry Cavill to prop up his own movie because he wanted a Superman versus Black Adam film down the
Yeah.
road. He never cared about Shazam or appearing with other DC characters.
Yes, exactly.
He
Exactly.
never
How
really
about
cared
Superman?
about DC, like,
not really.
and it completely backfired.
And he turned out the cameo.
Yep, in both Shazam movies.
Yeah, and like I don't know. Like I do not understand. Like I understand Superman was in the animated movie, but that doesn't mean Black Adam is like the main villain for Superman.
It doesn't need to really make sense. It made sense in the sense that The Rock wanted to go up against a popular character because, in all honesty, The Rock probably wanted to be Superman. Let's keep it real,
Yeah,
right?
probably.
He wanted
yeah.
to be a popular character that was on the Justice League, right? But then when he realized he couldn't get that, he was like, okay, I'm gonna try something that's a little bit more just a little bit more risque, and where I could still be with the Justice League and maybe even be on the Justice League, right? Because Black Adam he's been on. I mean, he was on JSA.
Yes, it was.
We know that, right? So he can kind of use and bend all those rules and get what he wants, which is to be on the Justice League.
He wanted to be a hero too, even though Black Adam in the comics, he's really more of a villain. His tendencies lead toward more villainy in the
Like
comic.
the only time he will technically be hero is like to save like I guess the world and stuff like that, and he has to work with them.
Conduct, yeah. But yeah, but his character in the movie is, even though he does kill, he does that, he's more heroic like. But in the comics, it's the opposite, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of terrible things he's done in the comics, but The Rock doesn't care about that. He just wanted to be a hero. That's why I'm gonna make Black Adam a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, guys. Right? If Black Adam is the villain and he goes up against Superman, that means he has to lose.
Yes.
If The Rock is playing him, Black Adam is not losing up against Superman. It's going to be like a draw situation or where they team up and they beat another villain. That's what it was always going to be because that's in his contract. That's literally in The Rock's contract. He cannot lose.
as he did the first movie, his movie.
Mhm.
Like I don't want the same. I don't want the same thing over and over again with this kid.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want
it
that.
was it was going to be the same thing. Like we don't need to even read a script. We
Yeah.
know it once you know what's in his contract that he has to
Might-
win. That's
might as
going
well-
to be every single story.
They might as well call Black Adam versus Superman Dawn of Justice too.
Yeah, you might as
Yes,
well just
exactly.
you might as well just say Superman's only good for like ensemble films or like versus films.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
Mhm.
but I'm sorry. If to go that movie, there's no way Black Adam could be the good guy. I'm like, he can't. I know in his contract he has that, but logically, like from our standpoint, it just doesn't fit. Superman always has to be the good guy.
it's like what are you gonna do with the Black Adam versus Superman film? Have them team up against some bigger threat like Amazo or like Brainiac? Like,
That's what it would have been. Like I don't
Right.
think people realize that the DCEU, the reason why, okay, at least the reason why I think the reboot is a good idea is because whatever they were cooking before James Gunn came in, it would have been the exact
You know
same
what?
that we've already gotten.
If they let the dark side, I could see Black Adam helping Superman.
That's if they wanted to do Darkseid.
Yeah, in that scenario, but that's not going to happen, obviously. Oh, great. Corn bots.
The corn bots.
Thank you,
Oh
George.
man.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see him teaming up with Superman and the Justice League is if Darkseid invades with him and him his army, because that makes logical sense for him to team up. But yeah, like the bet, like everybody agrees to be here. Like, I think everybody agrees here that the best way to do have Black Adam come back, but he's not coming back. But if they would, the best way was have Shazam 3, and as Superman and Shazam teaming up to take on Black Adam.
Shazam 3 is probably not happening.
Probably not.
But if it was to happen, that would be a great idea. But
Yeah.
I don't think The Rock would play Black Adam in that scenario.
No. You got his he doesn't have access to the WB headquarters anymore.
well,
No,
and it's just that,
yeah.
But
would he
I mean,
really care?
If he goes to Marvel, what popular character would he be in Marvel? Because like all of them are, he's not
Hyperion.
gonna be Mr.
Here's the
Fantastic.
thing. Here's the
Okay?
thing. If that movie at Marvel makes a ton of
Hyperion.
money, it's not going to be because of Dwayne Johnson. It's going to be
Hyperion,
because it's a
maybe.
Marvel movie.
Here's the thing, well, this is like Hyperion's. That's the problem with Marvel, right? There's not a
Yeah,
lot of popular
is.
Well, now there is, but
He was introduced in the Avengers
I can see
cartoon.
me Hyperion. I can definitely see that.
I don't think The Rock would ever play a Marvel character.
No.
I know he's had talks with Marvel, but I think he's never going to play.
But I'm just going to say this: The Rock would need Marvel way more than Marvel needs The Rock.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like,
Probably.
look,
Like-
regardless of whatever direction Marvel goes in, better or for worse, they're always going to be more financially successful because of the brand. Dwayne Johnson, like, listen, those Fast movies, like, those weren't successful just because of him. They got successful because the word of mouth got better. Then when Furious 7 happened, that was the first film, like, where that was like Paul Walker's send-off. So, of course, that was going to make a lot of money. Like, he didn't make that money a big box office draw. Those movies box office draws. It was because
Actually, I think for the fifth one he did.
maybe, but like after that, because the fifth one was like the best of the franchise, like people were going to see those movies more and more.
His own movie didn't. I mean, it did decent, but it wasn't like. Yeah, it wasn't like on par with the normal franchise, right? Like the main series. If it was, that would be a different story. We would be saying something different.
They finally have a
F9
main villain in the Fast and Furious.
F9, which wasn't even well received, still made a lot of money without him.
Yeah.
They did. They finally have
That's
a main
true.
villain, right? They have actually.
That's what I mean. Like,
Cypher is their main villain.
like
now.
I think The Rock, and I'm not hating on The Rock, but he needs the big franchises way more than the big franchises need him.
Yeah. The Rock likes to do. I don't know why The Rock is doing the XFL. Why?
I mean,
The Rock has-
look at the DC movies that have made a lot of money post Justice League. Aquaman was the only one in the DCEU that made $1 billion. The other two big hits for DC were not even DCEU movies: Joker and the
Flash.
Batman.
A lot of people think the Flash is going to flop.
I'm not sure about the Flash. if it's
know.
going to succeed or flop, just because it's sandwiched in between so many movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think even if there wasn't an Ezra Miller like problem, I think the movie it needs to. I think
It needs
because
some breathing room.
yeah, like
Yes.
that's a packed June that it's competing against Indiana
I-
Jones, Transformers, Across the Spider-Verse. Like all three, all three of those movies could make a lot of money.
The only,
Yeah.
the only one I'm concerned about is Spider-Verse.
So I don't think Spider-Verse is going to do well. I know a lot of people like the movie, but I don't think it's going to do well. It's going to do on par with the first movie. That's what I think.
But the first one, as fantastic as it was, did not make a lot of money. That's
Yes,
like the
and that
lowest-
was in December. It was in December.
I think the comic's gonna do the comic book movie's gonna do the most this year. It's gonna be Craven. It's gonna be the greatest comic movie of all time.
Oh my goodness!
I was.
What kind of red pill did Isaac give you?
But it doesn't have a
Oh,
bad
man.
cast though. It has good actors in it.
I think it's still going to be a bad movie. It's
I
going
know.
to definitely be a bad.
I mean,
movie.
like
Oh yeah, it didn't make that
Morbius
much
had
money.
good actors in it. It was bad.
Yeah, it was still
Yeah.
bad. Well, I mean, good lord, Batman
Spider-Verse-
and Robin had good actors in it, and that's one
Yeah.
of the worst movies ever.
Well, Chris O'Donnell's not a good actor.
But I'm talking about
Mm.
like Uma Thurman, like George Clooney,
Man,
like
well,
Mhm.
Schwarzenegger was not exactly.
but he
Uma Thurman, George
he-
Clooney.
yeah.
I agree there. I agree those two. I agree with you there.
Like you gotta remember, a few years before that film came out, Uma Thurman got like nominated for an Oscar for Pulp
Well,
Fiction.
she's.
Mhm.
You know what? You know, one of the bright spots about that movie was actually Poison Ivy.
I don't even know if there's any bright spots with that
I
movie.
I mean, she was entertainingly bad.
It was a whole nightmare.
I mean, it was the closest to her comic part, I guess.
I'm gonna say this. I think no comic book movie next year will make $1 billion. I really think we're at that point now where there's going to be rare occasions where a movie gets $1 billion.
The Marvel's just gonna make $1 billion because all the haters are gonna see it.
I definitely think that's definitely not going to make $1 billion.
Okay,
Oh
come
my
on, joke,
goodness.
Marvel, come on.
I know, but still,
But,
I
well,
think out of all of them, that's the one. The first for sure is not going to make $1 billion.
Guardians of the three. Guardians might
Guardians,
make
listen,
$1 billion.
I think Guardians has the highest chance, but even then, I'm not gonna bank on that.
Aquaman 2 maybe.
Aquaman, I could see Aquaman making $1 billion, but
Here's the
think Blue
thing.
Beetle-
here's the
I
thing.
think Blue
I'm
Beetle-
hesitant to say Aquaman because between some people wondering what's the point of seeing it, and I don't know. You know.
I don't think that will translate. I really don't think that will translate just because there's no other movie in December.
The thing is, the Blue
Yeah.
Beetle, like Blue Beetle, to me, I have really no interest in Blue Beetle, but I understand to the Latino community, there's a big interest in it.
Here's
So
the thing,
that
because
possibly Blue Beetle could make a big internationally box office.
Here's the thing,
If I was working at WB and they were saying The Flash is like one of their best movies, I would switch The Flash with Aquaman. I would just let Aquaman just. If they're gonna reboot anyway, The Flash to me could potentially make more money if it's really good and it has a good release date. I know all these people saying blah 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 about The Flash, but some of these people on social media, I think we gotta just ignore them because time in they either show up or they don't
Well,
show up.
Like a certain friend of ours.
I don't think I think a lot of people like to be hating on this movie for absolutely no reason, either because of Ezra Miller, but then there's other times where
Or the
people are
poster?
just like people. I just think people are like really nitpicking things where it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, listen, if they're hyping up this movie and it's all for story reasons, then I'm not going to be concerned about the little details.
yeah.
Like that's only if the story is supposedly ass, then we can nitpick it, right?
People were
We
ready to
know
hate on
nothing
this
about the
movie
story.
even before the Ezra stuff because remember, this was going to be the movie that was going to change everything for the DCEU.
Mhm.
Keaton was going to replace Ben Affleck. No one knew like what was going to happen with Henry Cavill's Superman. People were going to hate on this movie even before.
Regardless, exactly. That's an extremely good
movie
point.
You know what
was
you have to
always
do?
going to have an uphill battle, even if
You
the
know what you have to do
DCEU
now,
was
right?
not
You
getting
gotta
into
go-
it.
They're going to watch George. Watch what's going to happen. You're going to see a bunch of people say that they hate this movie because of the reboot, even though people were hating on this movie before we even knew there was a reboot.
Yes. And some people, with the Ezra Miller stuff, some people said, you know what, they shouldn't put this movie in theaters. They use it as a tax write-off. I'm like, this movie is like a $200 million budget movie. You can use a tax
They're
write-off
not
for this
gonna do the
movie?
tax write-off stuff.
But they're heavily promoting this thing
Yeah.
already.
And they're done with the tax write-off because
Yeah.
it was confirmed that they're done restructuring and everything like that.
Like Batgirl was 70, 90 million, but this is the Flash, man. Like 200 million?
Yeah.
No, they're not going to do a tax write-off. This movie is going to theaters. Any movie, right? I was going to say, yeah, there was a lot of people hating us even before the Ezra Miller stuff. And here's the thing: people have to understand going with the mindset now. Their mindset has to change going to this movie now. Treat it like not exactly a Black Label movie, but like a movie that has nothing to do with the DC going on with the future. Go with a different mindset. This is the problem: is people don't do that.
I just treat it as a movie.
Is that Arkham? Thank you. That's the best. That's the best way to
like
do
if
it.
it has connectivity, okay. Like for me, I just want good movies, good DC movies. That's all I care about. If it has connectivity, cool. But like,
it's not
for me.
They're not at that point of connectivity. So why? And I don't want to cut you off. Sorry.
Fine.
I was gonna say about this connectivity thing, right? Where people are saying like it doesn't matter. Like we've all seen posts like that. It doesn't matter, right? Why would I watch these movies? Okay, explain this to me. What exactly were they setting up? Does anybody know what the DCU was setting up? Because they weren't setting up Darkseid. They're supposedly setting up infinite worlds on Crisis. Yeah, right.
Crisis on Infinite.
Crisis on Infinite Earth. How in the world are they supposed to be setting this up when no one gives two fucks? No one cares. And on top of that too, it's not been set up in any other movie besides the ones that we haven't seen. So why does it matter? Why does it really matter? You know what I mean? These movies were already standalone. So I don't want to hear this, it doesn't matter. Why am I going to watch it? It never mattered to begin with.
Yeah, you have to go with these movies with a different mindset than you're going with MCU movies. Because you know every MCU stuff is going to be connected. That's why. Like, people don't have that mindset in Blind Bro. Like, they don't have the mindset like us, man. That's the thing.
That's the thing. And it's. I'm trying to get my thought. The thing is like this movie, like. The thing is like I'm going to see this movie because I've been waiting for a Flash film for ages. I've never seen Michael Keaton's Batman on the big screen, and so far I think the costume looks really cool, and I want to see what Keaton can do, like all these years later. And also, like if this is like officially the last dance, like I want to see these characters one last time.
Here's the thing, George. I'm older than you. I'm older than probably most of you. I'm born in 87. I've never seen Keaton on the big screen because I was 2 years old when 89 came out. I was 5 years old when Returns came out.
They were going to let you watch Penguin rip people's noses off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 5 years old they wouldn't let me. The parents wouldn't take me to a theater to see the Batman Returns movie. Like I saw them on tape. Those movies. Like I understand why you want to see Keaton in the theaters. Look, I know we harp on Casali. Probably the same thing with him, with us, George, and everybody else here. Nobody in this stream has seen Keaton as Batman in the theaters. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
No, it's true.
No,
here's the thing. I feel like there's going to be people who, as much as like they hate Ezra, they're going to deep down want to go see this movie.
I'm seeing it.
Because
they're going to see it, George.
Curious.
I can guarantee it.
Dude, guys,
this movie's getting hyped. Like
George, you're a sports guy, right?
A what?
You know, you're basketball.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sports is a lot of terrible athletes, and guess what? Crowds still go to see them play. Right?
Let's look like I'm gonna use like sports for example. You know that guy that's on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Aaron.
Yeah, I know.
Skip Bayless, he's like the biggest like LeBron hater in the media. Yet he watches every single LeBron game.
Yeah,
because he wants to see if LeBron's either gonna live up to the potential and like give something nice for Skip to say, or something for Skip to say he's a phony go. He ain't the real go. you're gonna like people are gonna want to see this movie so they can either say, "Oh, we told you Ezra was bad. We
It's
told
just
you
like
this movie was gonna be terrible."
it's just like the fandom man say they're not gonna watch this, but they have to watch this so they can complain about it.
They have to, exactly.
And it's like it's so petty and annoying. It's like, look, I don't care for Ezra Miller. I think what they've done is dumb, bad, but I'm want to see this movie because I've been waiting for a Flash movie for a long time, and there's still other things that I want to see. And I'm curious because look, if they're saying he gives this phenomenal performance, I want to see what this phenomenal performance is, so I can at least say when I do my review, he blew me away, or you know what, he proved me wrong.
I plan to get.
Or they proved me wrong. Sorry, I keep forgetting, but they proved me wrong.
I plan to get Hogwarts Legacy, right? And you know, oh, there's people on either I know blah blah. You've probably seen this. There's people out, if you're gonna get Hogwarts Legacy, you're supporting J.K. Rowling and her views, right? You've seen that, blah blah, haven't you?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm like, I'm not supporting. I disagree with her, but I still like Harry Potter.
Yeah, like I love Harry Potter, and look, like I've been waiting for a Harry Potter game for ages, like a new one. Because look, I used to love playing like the first 3 Harry Potter games like growing up, but it's like I feel like I haven't really had a Harry Potter game that I love since then. And it's like this looks like it could be the Harry Potter game that I can fall in love with.
Yeah, you're buying the game because you like the character and stuff like that.
So well, I also love the Wizarding World. It's like because it's like a prequel game, so it's like I want to explore the Wizarding World.
You know what? How many of you like Jessica Cruz?
Jessica Cruz?
Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, yeah. You know,
I think she's pretty good.
You know how created Jessica Cruz, right? EVS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and like here's the thing, like EVS has written some pretty decent comics.
Yes.
So like, I'm not gonna like hate on the man because of his politics. First of all, like I want to make something clear. Like I got friends from like both sides of the political aisle.
My only thing with EVS is I think he likes to do a lot of revisionist history, especially with Stan Lee.
He definitely revisionist. But it's like the point I'm trying to make is whether you agree with someone or not, like the art is different from the artist.
Yeah,
I mean let's be real here. Like people are still gonna watch certain movies regardless of who does it. You know, people are still going to watch Mandalorian regardless of Gina Carano.
And there's some people going to see The Flash not because of Ezra Miller. Some are going to see it because of Keaton.
Yeah, or like
people will go see The Flash because of Ezra Miller. This is the Barbra Streisand effect. Okay, people don't realize they hear the actor had all this controversy and stuff. Well, let's see if he's a good actor. And people will go watch it. I can guarantee you, The Flash, I don't think The Flash will make $1 billion, but I can guarantee you, if it has an 85 and higher on Rotten Tomato, people will go see it. I don't know why people are even kidding themselves with this, because it's The Flash. The Flash is at his popularity height because of the TV show.
Also, isn't the TV show gonna end around?
Yes, the same time.
So like, there's going to be people that are going to be curious. And listen, for all them Snyder fans that are saying they ain't going to see The Flash, they're 100% lying, because guess who else is also in The Flash?
We've seen the Batman.
Ben Affleck's Batman. And guess what? They're going to want to see that Ben Affleck as Batman last time, even if it's
Here's the thing. I don't even care. I don't think anybody cares if they see the movie, because remember what they like to do when Black Adam came out? Because they like to forget, right? They were all complaining about the suit and the music when Superman showed up, right? I'm not saying all of them, but there was a handful of them on Twitter complaining about the music or how come it's not the black suit. So regardless, they don't even know what they want, right? Because when all of a sudden Henry Cavill's no longer Superman, they're upset. But if he was Superman, they weren't going to watch it because it was James Gunn. So to me, this Snyder group, I know people are like don't like group them in or whatever, but they have no consistency whatsoever. So I don't even care. If I was a Warner Brother executive, I wouldn't give two hoots what they have to say. Just make it adapt the source material, and if you're a fan, you'll like it. If you're a Snyder fan, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't like it. That's how we have to treat it, because they're a nuisance. I'm sorry to say, but they are a nuisance, and it's dragging down this
All right.
franchise. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. Max is having a stream now, guys, so I'm gonna end it here. But if you're all free tomorrow, we're gonna do a video game stream. It's gonna be a video game movie stream. It's about Mario, and if it's gonna break 500 million, which I say yes. Okay. The only reason I put 500 million is because no video game movie has actually made over 450 million. So that's a really low bar I set, and I mean really low bar. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the future of video game movies. Is it bright? And we're going to look at a list of all these, not just video game movies, but TV shows too, because there's a lot apparently coming out in the next few years, or been announced, at least announced. We know some in production, but we know, I mean, Don Bill, I think you've been around Arkham. I think George, you've been around. But it's been like a hundreds of video game movies and TV shows been announced in the past few years.
Yep.
I know I'm hyperbolic there with that, the hundreds there, but it's a lot. It's been a lot. So I want to get your. I'm gonna ask you again tomorrow. 500 million for Mario.
I think it'll at least make that. I think the Mario brand is popular around the world where people are gonna check it out.
Blinded.
Well, it comes out in the middle of April.
Really low bar.
I think it'll make it just because it's Illumination, it's Mario. I think they have a good track record at the box office. So
Arkham, before I get, you know what the highest grossing box office video game movie adaptation there is? Take a
Warcraft.
guess. Yeah, that was a shitty movie.
It was.
Arkham, what do you think?
I could see it making that amount of money.
Yeah,
It possibly could make more.
I
right?
mean, I think it'll be off by a few hundred million at least. But I said a low bar because Warcraft only made 438 million. So, yeah. But yeah,
I think Nintendo's at their height too.
Yeah.
To be honest, so they will get more like 18 to 24 people.
Okay. Yeah. So if plug yourself, George, and then Gabriel and Arkham. Go ahead, George.
Okay, so you can find me at the George, and I recently did a couple of streams recently, sharing my plans for 2023, and also talking about most anticipated movies. And Arkham was actually on that stream, so he remembers that. And yeah, I got some reviews coming up, and I'm kind of thinking about my next couple streams. I think I might do a ranking stream because I recently bought the last Kevin Smith film, Dogma, so that'll be a review, and I think I'm gonna do a solo stream ranking the Askew Universe Kevin Smith films once I finally get to watch that film. But yeah, you can check me out. I'll post my channel link and help me get to 500 subs this year so I can do a DVD stream later this year.
Nice.
And debate Isaac on New York City.
Oh.
Blind Braille, go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Blinded Braille, YouTube too. On Sunday, me, Arkham, and Aaron are going to do a stream. George is invited if he's welcome. Wants to come on. So the stream's just going to be we're just going to predict some Rotten Tomato scores and probably have a debate. That's what I
0% for all of them.
Oh boy. Well, you gotta argue it then. That's the whole point of the stream.
Okay.
So yeah.
You can find me at Arkham Gaming on YouTube and Twitter. I have a few reviews coming out with Dark Crisis and Infinite Earths and ranking with all the New 52 and everything like that on how much I liked this new phase of DC and upcoming with comic books. But that's all I have coming up.
So yeah, thank you all for promoting your stuff. And liking, smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new and share us out. And I'll be doing a video game stream tomorrow, and I'll be on Blind Braille stream as he mentioned on Sunday. And take care, guys.
Later.